Back at it again with another shade of blue. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. This episode is brought to you by Core Outdoor Equipment. My name is Cody Bradley. Well, I got to take a breath here. We got a full chat. I don't know if this has ever happened here on this show. I'm Cody Bradley. I have Thad Bell, Robert Russert, Carrie Robinson, David Greenwald, and we are joined by Isaac Knopf. You might remember that name from the name of our old website just fell out of my head. The Blue Testament, our Blue Testament days. Isaac, thank you for joining us. He was a production assistant on Ted Lasso. We're gonna go behind the scenes, get a little on the set talk for Ted Lasso. We've got a miserable Sporting KC game to talk about, a miserable Kansas City Current game to talk about. So we are going to get to that, and obviously the Manu saga is beginning here. So we're going to get to that in segment 3. But Isaac, we got a lot to talk about here with Ted Lasso. I caught up last week. I saw the first 2 episodes, and I have to say, as I loved every single part of that first episode. Makes me so happy as a Kansas Cityan. But it is insane how heavy-handed the Kansas City is. I can't believe Apple let him do that, Isaac.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a travel guide almost, right?
Yeah, it was kind of presented in the show like you only see in movies or shows where it's like they go to Paris or Rome or New York City, where it's like relevant to the story that these characters are seeing these landmarks and like things like that. I was blown away. That's very true. It's very true. So, production assistant on Ted Lasso. What exactly does that mean? What did you get into? I want to hear some good stories from the set.
Yeah, it means working really long days, making sure that the British don't melt. We were filming and it was like 110 degrees like almost every day.
Yeah.
Especially we did one filming day at Swope where SKC2 trains, and I think that was the hottest day, and we were on the turf, and that was rough. That was really rough. But
was that the youth soccer game? Was that at Swope?
Yes. Yeah, that was Ted's son's soccer game. Yep.
Okay, very nice. A production assistant. That sounds like you had to be a runner a lot of the time, right? Or on the set, you were having to go pick things up, I would imagine.
Yes. Yeah. Before production started, I was working in the production office, and I went to the airport probably at least like twice a day to pick up luggage and Office Max for random, supplies every day. The costume luggages some of them went missing for a few days. And so everyone was freaking out. And the very last one that I was able to retrieve from the airport had Ted's mustache in it. So very glad.
English of them.
The mustache isn't real?
No.
That is sorely disappointing.
I feel like somebody just kicked my dog.
Yeah, that one hurts. I don't like hearing that. He could probably do that too, but it is just like an absolutely perfect mustache. I probably should have known that, I guess.
I don't know if I want to ask this, but is Coach Beard's beard real?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Even the one in episode 2?
Yeah, that was
especially that one. Yeah, he was in Kansas City for the shoot because he kind of works as a producer. So even though he wasn't in that episode, he was kind of giving notes for all the scenes, and he clocked my Wiz hat, and he was pretty excited to see that.
Man, that Wiz cup in the first episode, that was just a great little touch. And then the callback, one of my favorite running jokes in the show is that he hates tea. And that was just such a great ending of that. And man, when the music started rolling for going back to Kansas City, I stood up off my couch, bro. I locked in so hard. I was so excited. Oh my gosh, what an episode. And I don't blame. I've seen like the ratings for the first 2 episodes, and most people didn't like the first one because it was literally just shoving Kansas City down their throat. The second episode is pretty good. I think it's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, that montage of Kansas City definitely hits different with that song and everything.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was great. What about so you said all of these Brits in the heat on the plaza. What's a story about some from behind the scenes on filming around the plaza? Is that the name of that real store?
No. It is not Davil Mimois. It's actually closed now. The store that was there is now shut down, so it's empty on the plaza, of course.
What was it?
That's why they got to film that. It was like a restaurant,
wasn't it? Was that like an Untucked
men's place, Untucked Shirts or something?
It actually
Oh.
was a boutique, so a lot of what you saw in that scene was actually there. I think they probably brought in a bunch of like really over the top costuming and stuff like that, but the actual store was not super far off what you saw, and so it did go out of business though, so maybe not the best business model.
Seems like somebody should go down and open a store there for at least temporarily just to capitalize on that being
Right,
on
like the Ted
episode.
Lasso Kansas City experience store or something like that.
Did they all actually like Kansas City, or was this all just an act in the show that they all loved it?
No, they actually really, really liked it. Hannah Waddingham on the last day of filming that she was in, that was at Swope, and she like stood up on the bleachers and like gave us all a speech and was basically
Aw.
like, I don't want to go back to London because the production people there are boring and you guys are pretty cool.
Wow.
It would have been
I
cooler
love
if
her.
they
They could take you, right?
What'd you say?
They could take you along, right?
I tried my best to charm my way into that, but I did not fit into the suitcase. The mustache took up too much space.
Is she nice in real life?
Yeah,
Anna?
she's hilarious. As production assistant, you just kind of do miscellaneous stuff, but I was lucky to be around talent a lot. So I would take them from like whatever the green room setup was on set to the actual set when they were ready to film their scenes. And bring them snacks and stuff like that. The not so glamorous side of what film is. But it was really cool, and I took good care of them. And by the end of it, Hannah Waddingham called me her little feeder bitch with a smile. Loving.
That's so in character too. That's something her character
What
would
an
do.
honor. Like that needs to be like a bio or
Honestly,
something.
That's a
I know.
resume.
Tattoo
Yeah.
that.
I know.
Tattoo that on
I
yourself.
would bring Jason apples every morning. He would eat 3 sliced apples for breakfast every day.
What kind of apples?
So that's not information that I was exposed
Great
to.
question.
I was not part of crafty and catering. I was just the messenger of the box of apples. And I'm wondering if Apple TV, that was like product placement or something. But
Yeah. Hold on, Carrie. I gotta examine this. What kind of apple do you eat, and why was that a specific question? Like, what was
I don't
one
know.
that you were
I'm
going to
just
be
trying
happy
I
about?
don't know. I just want the Ted Lasso away.
Okay.
Hold
Okay.
on. Do you not know apples? You don't know like a Golden Delicious versus a Granny Smith versus a like
I'm asking
Fiji.
Cody.
Gala. Gala.
I
The
know.
Fiji, the
Yeah.
pink ladies. The
I do
Gala
know them.
apples are great.
Cosmic Crisp.
Do you not apple?
I
Crisp or good?
don't know. I
Yeah,
do.
it's-
I've never heard someone like need to know. I've never heard someone ask that as a follow up question to apples like that.
So sorry.
hey, no, I
What
think
about-
that's a valid
Apologies.
question.
The audacity.
Man.
What about
Join the
Juno Temple?
podcast.
I love Juno Temple. Is she cool? Is she
Yeah.
a nice person in real life?
Oh my god, yeah, she was my favorite. She was just super cool. Like, we would basically like take them across the street when we were filming on the plaza, and a bunch of the production assistants had these black umbrellas, and we would try to shield them from the press. I'm sure Thad was out there trying to snap photos and stuff.
That's not the
So we
fan way. Not
we
the fan
were
way.
trying to be all secretive and stuff, but then she would just walk out of the green room and sit on the curb and smoke a cigarette because she didn't care. She was super down to earth.
In those flamboyant outfits that she wore.
Yeah, but she's really not like her character. She's way more like kind of reserved but funny, whereas I feel like Hannah Waddingham is basically her character. Jeremy Swift, who plays Higgins, is also just as dorky and kind of weird, but he was cool. I got to
That's
spend
good.
the day at the Jazz Museum and Negro Baseball Museum with him.
Another weird part. I love the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Why did they spend? We just got like 5 minutes of Negro Leagues baseball history. They were showing highlights of Satchel Paige. I just can't believe how long that went on. I loved all of it. I'm just very self-indulgent for Jason, and I love every part of it.
Fun snippet from the Swope Park shoot. Matt Beasler was actually there, and he's in the credits as football consultant. So he was helping the kids like basically choreograph the movement on the field while we were filming, which was pretty cool.
And they made them name that kid that came off the bench Beasler too.
Beasler,
for
yep,
that.
yep.
Nepo baby.
He was there as the assistant coach.
Oh, okay, nice.
So Isaac, you hear about musicians having very odd requests for their backstage, things. What was the oddest? It can't be the apples. There had to be something else that's a little more out there.
Oh man. That's a good question.
Yeah. Who had a good writer is what those are called. When talent needs something in their dressing room, they give people a writer.
I mean, I don't have really a great story from Ted Lasso, but I worked on something with Eric Stone Street, and he had a very, very specific writer, and he would only drink Milo's unsweetened tea. So I had to go and I went to I think it's maybe Price Chopper in Brookside. That was the only store in the metro that was carrying the exact kind that he needed. But no, for Ted Lasso, I feel like it's even a step above. They just get whatever they want in the moment. So you don't even have to have stuff ready to go. It's just But
so Juno Temple,
Juno
I have to put on the subtitles for her every time. Is it easier to understand her in person than it is on the show?
She's very emotive, so you kind of get what she's trying to say. I don't need the subtitles if I can just make eye contact and kind of get the
vibe.
But,
okay.
Yeah, no, she's super cool. She's hilarious.
Okay, cool. Any other thoughts from the Ted Lasso set before we go to break?
I was just thinking the Current were featured so prominently, which was amazing. And you would hope that the team would be good to carry that momentum. And then they're the best club in the world right now. So that's kind of a shame. It kind of reminds me of Sporting being terrible right after the World Cup. It's both teams just did not get the assignment to carry any semblance of momentum or relevancy.
No, but it's okay because we got to watch Gotham get demolished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even really lie about the current state of the team. It was Temwa Chawinga scoring a goal. She scores some goals. They didn't actually say that the team was good. They just watched them score one goal and look how cool the environment was. That's true. Okay. We're going to go to break and then come back and talk about both of those teams that are letting us all down. We'll be right back. All right. Sporting KC, we'll start off with them 2-0 loss in Colorado with 9 men. Thad Bell. Actually, I'm going to blame this on Carrie. Not too long ago, I don't know if it was last week, couple weeks ago on this show.
What did I do?
Carrie said something about rock bottom, and of course, we went even further than rock bottom.
Yes. So I think that it only feels like rock bottom in comparison to put yourself back in May or April whenever we played the Switchbacks.
Yes.
Are we that down low? I don't think so.
It's
However,
close,
it doesn't feel good having a light of our team that we've, in Moises, get a red card in the last few minutes as we're on the edge of playing St. Louis. And I think that that's why it feels like we are jackhammering even lower.
Thad, is this worse than the Switchbacks loss? Are we lower?
I think this is just the bounce, right? So you hit rock bottom, you bounce up a little bit, you bounce back off the bottom, maybe off of a sidewall, you try to climb up a little bit. There's all kinds of other, you scratch and claw, but it's still really low. Is it rock bottom? Is it lower than then? I don't know. I think the things we have to talk about still coming up makes it feel a little bit worse in some ways.
Context not great.
Isaac, your thoughts on the state of Sporting Kansas City?
I think the timing to have to play St. Louis here in a few days I think that's what really makes this feel especially terrible because they're playing so well. I think, what are they, 10 or 11 games unbeaten?
9.
And they play really nice soccer, which I'm jealous of. And meanwhile, it looks like we don't know how to pass the ball more than 4 times in a row. So yeah, that's a little depressing.
So we're saying that Wednesday night will actually be a new rock bottom. Is what we're saying.
Potentially.
Yes.
There's always a chance.
Solely because if they win, that is the first time that St. Louis wins in that stadium.
It's not going to happen. Putting my foot down.
What, are we going to prevent the game from taking place? Is that how that's not going to happen?
That's pretty outside the box thinking, Thad. I don't hate it.
I'm going to go even farther outside the box. Cody's going to sub in late and score an offside goal, but VAR will not reverse it.
I'm on the IR right now. I have a hurt ankle. David, what do you think of this 2-0 smackdown?
It was awesome. I mean, just the best. The only highlight of the game for me, as I suffered through every second of it, when Kwaku got his red card, that guy immediately popped up and put his hand up to be like, "Hey, I got fouled." And it was only after he started to stand up that he was like, "Oh, I should probably grab my ankle and flop around a little bit."
Yeah.
Like, it was a red card. I mean, that was the right call. He definitely got him, but the acting to me was a highlight of the game, maybe the only highlight of the game.
So Isaac, I have a question. Which had worse acting, Ted Lasso or this guy? Or which had better acting, Ted Lasso,
It's
dude,
part
or
of my
this guy?
contract to say that Ted Lasso was the best actor ever. There's never been better, actually,
Good choice.
including the southern accent that is supposed to be Kansas City.
Right. That tackle was really bad. Like, it was not even remotely close to the ball. He was so far behind him. I'm really wondering about his ability. Like, I know sometimes, all right, you mistimed it, bad tackle. Okay. That's not what this was. This makes
Miles
me wonder,
away.
like,
You could see it.
it's like you're not up to the speed of MLS yet, is what that tackle showed me. Awful.
But is anyone on this team?
I don't think so, Carrie.
I think after Ajibang got that red, I was actually really impressed with how this team, continued to look. We have watched 11 on 11 get killed 4-0, 5-0, 3-0. To have a 1-0 game for most of the time, it was great. It really just sucked at like 85 and on. Well, or whenever Calvin Harris had that awful miss. Has he not been watching Temwa?
He's been watching, he's not duplicating.
That I was at a wedding and I missed the game, so I only saw the highlights. Is Carrie right? Did they show some fights and play a decent soccer down a man?
I will say mostly yes, but I actually did not see the first half live. I decided to go to SKC2 game because they've been doing pretty well lately. And the first half of the SKC2 game, they were up 2-0. They looked really good. They had 2 low knees down from the first team.
And then what happened?
They subbed those 2 low knees out, and they were mediocre from then on, but they still held on till the 85th minute. They were up 2-0, like in the 85th, 87th minute. And they gave up 2 goals in the last few minutes.
A draw loss.
Yeah, because it draws in that league goes to penalties, so you can decide who gets the extra point. So they got 1 point out of it. The lone point out of all 3 professional teams in Kansas City this weekend.
We got to stop calling sporting professional at a certain point.
Robert, do you have any thoughts on this game, or should we just put it behind us and never speak of it again?
I don't know how close you watched Mosquera second half especially, but there were times where the poor guy was just shaking his head, looking at his fellow defenders like, what are you doing? And then, I don't know, referee, what are you doing? And then I think he finally just said, okay, screw it. I don't have to take this guy down, but I'm gonna anyway because I'm just done.
Yeah.
He just seemed to be so frustrated, especially that second half. So kind of emblematic, if you will, of the team. We're 1-4 since the World Cup break. We've scored 4 goals in those 5 games, 12 against. We are a goal differential of -30. The closest team to us has a -17. I mean, we are officially now 30th in the league. So Mosquera, I think, was representative of how everybody kind of feels right now.
And they effectively answered the question, no, they cannot kick it.
Right?
We'll take it from here.
Yes. Thanks, world. We'll take it from here and embarrass all of you. Okay. How about the other game? The other disappointing game. Let's move on to the Kansas City Current. 2-1 against Gotham, Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's constant. We go on the road. We might have a really good goal, and then it all just kind of goes to trash. Which, I mean, we were up. I felt really good. Chris Armas ball cleared my sinuses for a good 10 minutes before Gotham scored on us again. Not again.
Yes,
They
11.
scored on us, period. But we got Amelia White scoring 25 seconds in, 22 seconds in, something like that.
22 seconds, tying
22.
the record.
Cody, do you know who has that record?
Low.
Oh.
That was just a guess. I have
You
no
picked
idea.
the right team.
Who has that record?
Michelle Cooper.
Oh.
Plays the same position. Not that that matters.
That leaves them in 7th place. Oh, Gotham is in 1st. Okay, that's not the worst loss.
No, it's if they had lost to Gotham on the road, I mean, it's not shameful. It's just the only bad thing is that 1, they had to lead, and 2, their road record has been incredibly terrible. If their road record was mediocre, they'd be in 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Sam Curd in the same way that other teams get Chewingud. So welcome back, Sam Kerr.
Okay. Okay, we're going to take a break and then come back and discuss everything going on with Manu Garcia, who appears to be on his way out. So we'll be right back. All right. Manu Garcia. So we've been wondering why he wasn't in the lineup. We were wondering if there was something there with him and Wiki. And then it looks like some information has kind of trickled out, Thad. And there are reports here today on Sunday that he is actually on his way out and he's going to return to Greece to his old team.
Yeah, I mean, I never know if those reports are accurate because there's a lot of outlets around the world that report on just total rumors. But Wiki did get asked about it last night by Chad, and he said Manu was available for selection, but we had some discussions with him about his future in recent days, so I decided it was best not to involve him in the game tonight. That's all I can say. Everything else, I deferred to David Lee. So it does feel kind of like he is potentially on his way out, even if those reports from Greece didn't happen.
Do they want to take Shoppy back too?
Please.
It was a package deal, right?
As a Shoppy supporter, still come at me. He can go if he wants. I mean, if we're doing this rebuild correctly,
Yeah, we need to not be nice to players anymore. We need to make some tough decisions to actually do this rebuild. Carrie, you may know this already, but if you were just guessing how many goals Manu Garcia has scored for Sporting Kansas City?
oh, I do not know this.
Okay, then good. So just based on like vibes and your opinion of him as a player, how many goals has he scored for Sporting Kansas City?
You know, I would like to think more than what I'm gonna say, but I really feel like it's on like the shallow end. I'm gonna say
I was kind of leading the question there, admittedly, but yeah.
9.
Oh, Carrie. Oh no, Carrie.
Carrie,
It's
I'm
4.
questioning your knowledge of soccer right
You
now.
know,
That's
look,
not
a lot of
Manu's
bad
game
soccer.
anyway.
Carrie, he has only scored 4 goals
Okay,
and
I was gonna say 8.
14
him-
assists.
I gave him the benefit.
And I think some
Okay.
of those, Thad was looking at Transfer Market and had those assists lower, and I think that's just the
I think if
hockey
you-
assist rule.
If you carry the
Yeah.
one, average it out, it's 9
So,
with assists.
okay, so Robert, over 3,000 minutes, 4 goals, 14 assists, 45 games, 27 starts, and he's a DP. Are we, how sad should we be about losing this player that I think we all thought at one point was going to be great and could be like a meaningful thing in a good midfield on a good team?
Well, you've kind of led with something that really isn't Manu's game, though, he's been focusing on that a little bit more lately, which is scoring goals. That's not really what he does, but you want a DP to do that, right? And I think that's a major part of David's contention that he's not a DP level player. And I think, he has struggled in a number of ways, of course. And I think he's proven that, he's probably not what we expect as a DP in 2026. Maybe 8 years ago as a DP level type player, but he can do things that other players can't do. And I still contend that he hasn't been put in the right position with the right people around him is more what I mean, the right people around him. So, if he needs to go, he doesn't fit in the team. He doesn't fit what they want to do. Great. If he wants to go, even better. And then is this why the Andre Luiz deal hasn't been announced? Because they've been negotiating the final terms here. If it's connected at all, I don't know. But we just
Interesting.
need to get something right with this team. And if this is it, fine. I like Manu, but yeah, oh well.
Right. I like him too, but Isaac, I know you're with me on this. In any sport, Chiefs, Royals, Sporting, if someone doesn't want to be here, don't be here. Then get out of here. So if he is expressing that he doesn't feel right here, he wants to go back, wants to play somewhere else, then go do it. That's where I stand when players are like this.
Would you want to play as a makeshift forward under Wiki?
Yeah,
That's a very good point, Isaac.
Yeah, not even that I'm vilifying him. Like, obviously, we all feel miserable about the team, so who can blame the guy for not wanting to be here? But yeah, I don't know.
Over the last,
Isaac
Good
has to be careful of what he says, I believe, because the look on his face is like, what can I say here?
I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think he was ever really put in to live up to his full potential, like in terms of positioning, especially under Wiki. Like, he's very clearly not a second forward. That's not really his skill set. I don't think the 4-4-2 really fits him. He's kind of in no man's land. So if this structure and this coach is what David Lee wants, then I guess that kind of answers the question.
problem with Manu is, what is his best position? When is he going to be performing to a DP level in this league? I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just, what is his best role? I think he's a really good player. He's talented. He's not really great defensively. He seems to be better when he's up top or closer to the front. He did get 5 goal contributions over 5 straight games, but 3 of those came off the bench. So that's the problem with Manu, is he's a really nice guy and he's really talented, but I don't know what the best fit is. When Sporting went and got him, they got him and Shoppy because they desperately needed any kind of midfielders. They needed just players, and that was a deal that they could make.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't light the world on fire with his stats prior to coming to Sporting. Like, in Greece, he was averaging a quarter of an assist per game. It's not like we got some like groundbreaking number 10 from Argentina or Brazil who makes that incredible pass. Manu's a good player. He's probably one of the better midfielders on our team. He is not good enough to take up a DP spot.
He's the best midfielder on the team, right?
Oh, yeah. Attacking midfielder, sure.
Attacking, sure, yeah. I mean, Dejan probably. I'd probably rather have Dejan at the 10.
Well, here's something I thought about, Dave. I'm glad you mentioned that. I haven't looked at the stats, but the last time Dejan scored, was he playing more with Manu? I believe that's accurate. Is that accurate?
Probably.
But, if you look around the league, Manu's tied for 23rd in assists. He's 37th in assists per 90. He doesn't score goals. If you look at goals added, he's not even at the top of our team. There's a bunch of dudes who have more goals added than he does, including guys who have been around less. I know everybody's going to be pissed because he's the DP and he shows these flashes of being great. And so the internet's going to go insane when we sell him, but he's just not good enough to be a DP.
Agreed.
If you remember, even back during the beginning of the transfer window, and there was rumors of Mo Salah coming here and Andre Luis and whatever the guy's name, Gobo, and these are all potential DPs, and like, we might need to get rid of Manu in order to bring these guys in. Well, that was the prevailing opinion, and with right now, because of how things are going, people are going to be mad because he's leaving, and we haven't seen these other potential players yet. Hopefully, we do see them.
Yeah, is Andre Luis lost at sea?
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on there.
Carrie, we have a verbal agreement. I mean, it's a sure thing. Come on.
Sure. Oh my God, how long have we been hearing about him? Somewhere. Are they they have to be shipping him actually?
Right.
Isn't he in Brazil getting his visa? I think. Right.
Oh, see, there's a funnier joke there because the Odyssey's still big in theaters. Something about Greeks and out to sea. There's something there.
Workshop that joke and get back to us. On
Okay.
No, I'm wondering.
Isaac, do you have an appointment to go to the airport anytime soon, or pick up a package?
Can't reveal that.
So I'm wondering, the quote there from Wiki was, in recent days we've had those discussions with him, and I'm wondering if this did come on really late here, and if they have any time or had any plans or anything in the works for bringing in a midfielder here, Thad, before the window closes.
I hope so, but I haven't heard any inkling. I mean,
No, we're
Isaac
just
is-
going to have to roll without him the rest of the year, I'm pretty sure.
It
if they
could
are
be.
if they're still pursuing Jan Gaboho, he plays winger, but he also plays attacking mid on Toulouse.
Okay, there's something.
Yeah, and like Thad said, if the reports are to be believed, Manu asked back in December to go back. If that's accurate, we don't know if it is, what's taken so long?
Somebody has to want him.
Well, yeah. And I think what's taken so long is, okay, let's give him some playing time so he can prove his value and we can get as much for him as we'd like because we don't want to lose money on this deal. I don't know.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
going to lose money, but
Yeah, we don't want to use as less
but somebody has
less
to
as we can.
somebody has to want his services.
Yeah.
for some kind of money.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not always the case because, like, we once had a midfielder named Remy Voltaire, who, when we got rid of him, nobody else ever wanted him either. You know,
Yeah.
Manu will get signed by somebody, but like,
Until very recently.
is Manu going to be in La Liga? Probably not.
It sounds like he's going to Greece, back to his old team.
Yeah.
Okay,
he
yeah,
is, yeah.
right. And they're a crappy team with no money. Like, the Greek league isn't flush with cash unless you're Olympiacos.
So, I mean, this is somewhat of a reflection on, okay, when you come to MLS, you've got to be able to play defense and want to work that hard because it's a physical league, you know, it's an athletic league. And Manu just, I don't think ever just fit in, especially with the way Wiki's been wanting to use him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like there's plenty of tins in the league though that don't have that same level of defensive expectation. Maybe
Well,
it's
yes.
the people around them, but I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
he's
right.
been given more of that responsibility than maybe makes sense for his profile.
Yeah, other teams actually put better players around that number 10,
Right,
so he
exactly.
he doesn't have to do all of that defensive work.
Yeah. Evander, Messi, you know those names? Yeah.
Oh man, dark days for sport, and that's why you'd think they'd want to get this announcement out for the new player like as quick as they can. Look, we're trying. We're spending money on big players.
Yeah, but that's two different groups there, though, because
yeah,
marketing, PR, they want to get those announcements out to get people at least, you know, I don't want to say hopeful, but not to lose all hope. Where David Lee and the player side, again, you got to remember that we've said this a million times, but when David Lee came in, there was no staff there. There was barely any staff there to be able to work on getting players. So that's been a struggle for all of that time, which we didn't even mention. Graham Zusi is now a scout for the team.
that's right. Zeus
And
back on the roster.
And they have reportedly signed an actual analytics director, vice president, whatever the actual title there is.
Yeah, I like that hire. That seems like a good hire.
But that's also somebody that's not going to help in this window. I mean, he
Right.
probably won't even start to transition until after this window finishes for his current team. So there's all of those things in play of why it's been hard for them to bring in players. It's hard to do all the work of huge staffs when you only have, you know, a couple people. But that is still disappointing if they haven't got some of those players in. And it's also just, I think David Lee is going to have a different look on how he wants announcements made, which then affects how the PR staff makes it. Because
Right.
you don't usually make it until it's a done deal. They're going to be in country. Like in the past, they would make big deals out of signings of homegrown players. If you notice, they haven't had like press conferences for those homegrown players. They just make the announcement. It's not a big fanfare because they're just homegrown players. They're not anybody special yet. So there's just a different mentality coming from that technical side versus what it used to be.
So I've long questioned whether Wiki and Lee have a relationship where they're constantly working together. You know, their plans are unified. I'm not sure if they are. They probably are, but I used to have a feeling maybe they're not. But you know, has anybody checked on David Lee recently? Because, you know, he seems to be doing well on certain things, but everything on the field just going bad. And it's
Yeah.
got to be difficult for him to recruit players right now and convince them to come to Kansas City. I mean, we had a World Cup. We had 6 World Cup games. Is that enough? I don't think so.
Imagine if we didn't have those, though.
What a summer.
Well, he's
Robert,
going to send potential players episodes of Ted Lasso and coupons to Gates.
Right.
Thad, you're a barbecue guy. If you are making a TV show showcasing Kansas City barbecue, is Gates even in your short list?
It's a good question for Isaac, too.
Well, how short is a short list? Is it 10 places?
Top 5.
No. 10? Yes. They're in the top 10. Top 5? No. Top 10 mostly just for history's sake and the hi, may I help you experience. But other than that, yeah.
Isaac, was that lady that said hi, may I help you? That was an actress, right? She wasn't a worker there?
Yeah, that's an actress.
Yeah, see, you could tell. You could tell because that's not how they say it. She didn't deliver the line well. Didn't like that. I was bothered by that. Why not just let one of those ladies that works there do it?
So Isaac did Hannah and Juno and I forgot what's his name, Higgins' name. Did they try any other barbecue while they were here?
I'm not sure. I know that Jeremy, who plays Higgins, is either vegetarian or vegan, so he wasn't even eating like actual ribs. That was tofu.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they seem to genuinely like it, from what I could tell. I think the choice of where we filmed was largely based on the history and the origins of barbecue in Kansas City, which I can respect choosing that rather than like maybe a newer, fancier, modern option like Q39 or something, which I do love Q39, but I think it was more tied to the origins of barbecue and kind of representing that culturally.
David and mine's reaction to the tofu, complete opposite.
No, I've heard of like pulled jackfruit to simulate pulled pork, but I don't hate. I don't have an issue with tofu, like broadly speaking, but
no,
it's no Gates, but
they did Gates solely for the joke of them yelling at you. They had to put that in there, and you can't take them to Jack Stack because Jack Stack's too fancy. That doesn't look like a barbecue place in a Midwest, you know.
Should have been Joe's anyway.
Waiting in line and
standing in line at a gas station, right?
That'd be a good bit.
When during the World Cup, the England's team went to Jack Stack, and the BBC crew that was here following them, that we met some of them when they had that one media day, they kept trying to get to Joe's to just to have that experience. And every time they would go, they tried 3 times, and they were closed. The line was an hour and a half long. There was something else that happened. So they got to try multiple barbecue places just because they kept trying to go to Joe's and couldn't get in. And they finally did make it, and they did have high marks for it.
Good. Okay. Any final thoughts on the Manu Garcia saga? Any other happenings from around the world of soccer somebody wants to talk about?
Carrie, are you going to serenade him on the way out? I know you two were close with the whole, Manu song. And
I was like, what?
Has Isaac heard the Manu song?
I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, we will have to play the song when he like officially leaves. It's his own chant. I have
Thad, play that. You're adding that to the show in post, okay? Sorry to give you extra work, but pipe that in, please.
Isaac, so what it is, Manu Garcia last year at some point went to Marika Davis, the host of Sporting, and I'm friends with her, and she was like, hey, Manu came to me with his own chant, and it's just him singing into her phone that she sent to me.
What?
It's amazing. It sounds like she's making it up. It's real. It's very real.
Yeah. Carrie's played it right into the microphone at least once.
Yeah.
Oh, multiple times. We made David sing it.
Yeah, after I had to eat some crow about he scored a goal and I had to sing it.
How's it go, David?
I don't remember. Much like his time in Kansas City, it's not memorable.
It's got no rhythm to it.
What will his legacy be? Like, he will. I think he's going to be like
he wasn't here long enough to have one.
I mean, I think
he has no legacy.
Like, and he's not Catalan.
Who was our Belgian friend with the bad haircut? Oh God, what was his name? He's the midfielder. He was supposed to be a 10. And
Johan Quase,
who was like awful but memorable.
That's
Hey,
true.
Carlos Marinelli is another one you got to throw in there. Fans will remember him.
And I think Manu's going to end up,
He wasn't memorable.
yeah, more in like a Sony Mustavar where you're like, oh, yeah, that was a name. I remember that guy.
Yeah, I remember
this
that
guy.
Yeah, there was a dude. Yeah, he played for a minute.
His legacy may be his song.
Yeah. That's the best thing he contributed, was singing about himself.
And somehow, not our worst DP of all time. Cody, you are known to say that Alan Pulido killed your club.
Killed it. As every game we see is showing lately.
Is Alan Pulido the worst DP of all time for Sporting, in your opinion, because he killed your club?
Worst signing, worst DP, killed my club. And obviously I'm doing all of that, hindsight. But just look at it. Look at what happened. Look at this. Look at where we stand. All roads lead back to that signing.
How does Manu compare to Nemanja Radia when we're talking about worst DP of all time?
I'm more pro Manu.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I agree. Manu wasn't horrible, guys. Come on. 14 assists. Come on.
I still believe he's the best soccer player we had, and now he's gone. But
Right.
Yes, I agree.
We
No.
Yeah.
What?
Well, Deion's our best player.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
There was a point this weekend where I said I am getting closer to understanding why we should sell Deion right now.
I
Why
mean,
we
at
should
this
sell
point,
Deion or why he should leave. That was your second part of that.
Both. It was either that or we need to take him out of his misery in some way.
I don't
There's
want him
two
to hate
options.
us. Yeah.
I guess with the Manu thing, it kind of raises questions like, what is the vision for David Lee, like in terms of style of play? I know that's more up to Wiki right now, but like, obviously he opened the press conference saying that he wants to play possession oriented, and we've seen no signs of that. And Manu's the only player that's going to do that currently, aside from maybe Lasse. I don't know.
Maybe.
What's
Maybe less.
No. Big question mark there for me.
Maybe with the added defenders, they'll be able to start building that a little bit better because I think Moises and Amir do move the ball fairly well. A little bright spot in the SKC2 game this weekend was Diego Borges, who did some fairly decent play in moving the ball. Of course, at Mimolus next pro level, but so maybe the defense can help with that. But they also kept mentioning they wanted to play possession, but fast, direct attacking, which isn't possession-based soccer usually. So I think they just threw out a lot of good buzzwords to make everybody go, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
does
so
Lassa
Carrie,
become the player we pick on now that Manu's going to pick on? Is he the one? I mean, by default.
yes.
Well, after that last game we played, yes. Did Manu ever get a red? I feel like he did. Once?
Carrie,
Does anyone know?
I'm interested in your question. Stats and info, look that up. David, look that up for her. The question of selling Deion. We have him through next season and a club option for 28. So the question is, you keep him if you believe that you can put a team around him going into the 28 season, that we can have a proper team built around him. And if not, then yes, get what we can out of him and like, let's actually do this rebuild
That's what I'm
instead of
saying.
letting one player waste away here and then leave for nothing.
Okay, as far as I see it, now with Manu gone, he's not gone yet, he's still here. Who is going to get him the ball?
Right.
It's a serious question. Who's going to get Deion the ball?
It's the only one is this incoming 24-year-old Brazilian winger, but who's going to get him the ball?
I mean, Manu's not getting him the ball either.
Right.
So,
Well, more than anybody else.
okay, but that's like playing tennis with the net. That's playing tennis with the net down. Manu has one red card in his career. It was in 2018, 2019 for Toulouse in Ligue
I really
1.
thought he had one last year.
3 yellows, 5 this year, and 5 yellows last year.
See, everything's been
that's
so
his
bad.
legacy.
Yeah, everything's
Of
been
no
so
red
bad.
cards.
He really should have gotten a red card. You should have gotten pissed off enough at some point, Manu, and killed someone.
Yeah,
Manu
but when he's
doesn't
like half
care
the
enough
size of everyone,
to get stuck in on a challenge.
There it
Is
is.
that
There it is. There's our answer.
I do feel bad that, Manu gets stick. And I understand my role in regularly saying that he's not good enough for to be a DP. He's a good player. But in this league with our roster rules, like if he was playing, if we were wide open like the Premier League was, Manu's a great player for your team for like depth and being able to rotate in. But in a league that's salary capped, you just can't miss on your DPs and hope to be in contention for anything.
Yeah. If he was a TAM player, it'd be a completely different situation. But it still comes down to Wiki doesn't think he's doing what he needs to do on the field.
Now, okay,
Really.
so here's the other thing. Two things can be true at the same time. Manu is not good enough to be a DP, and Wiki also needs to be fired.
Yeah.
We get, okay, hear me out.
Okay.
We get a shipping container. We put in Manu, Wiki, and Chris Armas, and we send them to Greece. And if it takes, 47 years, it takes 47 years. But we get rid of 3 all at once.
Do you think that they reach Greece before Andre Luis reaches us?
Yes.
I'm not calling for anyone to be fired. I don't like doing that, but I don't think he is the guy for the future if we're like trying to rebuild this team. And yes, while Manu is been a disappointment as a DP and he's not a DP on a really good team in this league and all of that, I do still think Wiki should have been able to get some use out of him. Like if him and Dayon are the only 2 players on the field that you have, then stop trying to this fantasy of like playing a style you want to play and just build it around these 2 guys that seem they're the only ones that can do anything. Like get something out of it.
Hey, I got to throw this out here. We've scored 3 goals since the break. Manu scored 1 of them, and he assisted on Dayon on another. So, come on. He's got some quality.
He does have some quality.
Sporting's only quality right now.
Okay. What else we got? Any other notes here? Oh, Balogun to Spurs, Robert.
Yeah. I mean, Balogun, not surprising, right? After his World Cup performance, getting some attention for sure out there in the market. England window closes, I think, end of September. I'm sorry, end of August, very early September, something like that. But the rumor is he's going to Tottenham, up to £60 million possibly for the transfer fee, which is massive. Newcastle, Galatasaray are also inquired along with the Saudi league. So good to be, wanted for Mr. Balogun, and be interesting to see if that's where he does end up going, is to Spurs.
Good for him. At least we have something good that came from that World Cup.
David, does that excite you, being a Spurs fan?
I was waiting for David to jump in there.
Not really. I like Balogun. I have mixed feelings because he's a former Arsenal player. And it's weird to ever see players go between the 2 of them, even with pit stops along the way. I would love it if we sign him and he scores many goals against Arsenal. That would make me laugh hard. But Balogun is good at pressing. Balogun's good at playing like a specific style, but I don't see him and look at him and think like he's going to light the Prem on fire. It's not Harry Kane. It's not,
Hater.
An Erling Haaland. Like it's not a dynamic player that's going to just be in contention for the Golden Boot. So he's no like, Heung-min Son.
He doesn't raise the ceiling of your team enough, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue for Spurs is availability. At striker, they have Richarlison and Dominic Solanke, who both get hurt all the time. But I don't know. It's cool to see us spend money that's like new and different. We finished 17th the last 2 years, so it could get worse, but maybe it won't.
I'm just really disappointed in David's reaction there.
It's been like a lot of really bad soccer for me over the last few years. Spurs finished 17th. We won the Europa League, but, we're fighting relegation battles. Sporting's been crap. The Current are also not great right now. They're not awful. They're better than the other ones, but it's not fun.
Okay, let's do, before we get out of here, the core moment of the soccer weekend. All 3 games Any other soccer around the world that's been going on? Thad. Oh, sorry. Carrie's got one. Carrie, what is your core moment of the soccer weekend?
It's going to be Temo Chewinga getting the golden boot in WAFCON.
Yes, good for her.
The anti-core moment is that she had to get the thing by Infantino. So I now have a picture of Temo next to Infantino, and I really hate it. Get away from her.
Okay, Robert, your core outdoor equipment moment of the soccer weekend.
Cody, you caught me thinking about it, man. Can I defer?
You can defer.
Okay.
Thad doesn't get to defer.
SKC 2 being up 2-0 at half.
Well,
that was the best. That was the best soccer I saw all weekend.
The bar is very low.
I guess we didn't need to say that it's a good moment, but okay. Isaac, what do you got?
I have two. Either Shoppy getting a yellow from the bench, or I thought Mosquera looked really good, which made his red card pretty depressing since we won't get to see him against St. Louis. But when he was on the field, he was probably the best player that we had.
My core moment of the soccer weekend was Calvin Harris missing the breakaway. Just symbolic of everything going on with the team right now. David.
Of the weekend, does it have to be from the weekend?
No, it does not. How about the week?
My core moment of the week was Ethan Bartlow getting loaned to Tampa Bay.
Yes. David's very happy about that one.
Real positive.
He was over that guy.
Were you not, Cody?
No, I am. I just liked hearing David express that. Robert?
Man, you guys have come up with some really good ones, and I don't have one. So nothing inspired me. So my core is very sad, like David's right now. So I cannot even choose a core moment, good or bad. I apologize. I'll come up with something by the end of the show.
Such an awful weekend. It broke Robert.
You know what else symbolizes just soccer in general in Kansas City? The fact that Wiki has a black eye. Did anyone notice this?
What?
Yeah.
Is it from Manu?
That's why Manu's leaving.
I gotta think Manu's too nice to punch him. Although Shoppy might have done it for him.
You can see it in the press conference, and I did go back to see Match Day -1. He had it there as well. So did not happen during that Colorado game, despite multiple people on the bench getting yellows.
How is Shappy going to outlive Manu at this club?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, we don't know that he is. But yes, he probably
That is true.
Okay. Isaac, thank you very much for joining. Oh,
go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
I was wrapping up. You sound like you got something.
I was going to say, let's have Carrie guess how many goals Shoppy has scored through his sporting career.
She's cheating. She's already looking. She's already starting.
Is she already looking?
No, I'm trying to think about how many I've witnessed 2.
Hands up.
There has to be another one.
I like that you guys like to pick on someone else when you do these now. It used to always be me that would get these questions.
I will say 3.
3. I am looking it up.
That feels right.
Have you got it quicker than I have?
I would guess 3 as well.
There was that Portland one that was weird.
It's 3. It's 3.
Okay.
1 this year.
Nice, Carrie.
Maybe 2 this year. But
1 this year, 2 last year.
Oh, okay.
4 assists.
And 3 goals.
Give him DP.
Hold on. 3 goals, 4 assists. Manu is 4 goals, 14 assists.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
not that DP.
Shoppy's not a DP. Shoppy is a buy one, get one free add-on.
He was bargain bin.
A BOGO.
Was that not the warning sign that we got to buy one, get one on these guys?
We use Kohl's Cash in Midwest fashion.
I mean, it may not have been a buy one, get well, it was buy one, get one, 95% off.
Yeah.
We did pay more, but yeah. I mean, it was like a Temu add-on there.
Okay. Isaac, thank you very much for joining us and giving us some insight into Ted Lasso. And it was good to have you back here with the old gang. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
And go Sporting!
La 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 la, Manu Garcia. Ya la 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 la. Manu Garcia. Ya la la la.
I like
Manu Garcia. Ya la 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 la.
Manu Garcia.